So what does a golf travel advisor actually do? I get some version of that question all the time, because on the surface planning a golf trip seems pretty straightforward. Pick a destination, find a hotel, book some tee times, maybe rent a couple of cars, and we're done, right? Well, sometimes. But when you're talking about 8 or 12 guys, multiple rounds of golf, transportation, restaurants, different arrival times, and especially bucket list destinations, the golf is only one piece of the trip. And that's really where a golf travel advisor comes in. See, it all starts with the group. The first thing I want to understand isn't necessarily where you want to go. It's what kind of trip you're trying to have. Is this 4 friends checking Bandon Dunes off a bucket list? 12 guys looking for a long weekend at Myrtle Beach? A father and son headed to Scotland? Or a group that wants great golf but also wants restaurants, nightlife, and things to do when the clubs are put away? Those can be 4 completely different trips. My job is to understand the group first and then help build the trip around them. Then we actually build the trip. This is probably the part most people associate with a golf travel advisor. Golf, hotels, transportation, flights, dining, and experiences. All of those individual pieces have to work together. And sometimes it's less about knowing the answer, myself, and more about knowing who does. That's one of the biggest advantages of working with an advisor. We develop relationships with golf tour operators, hotels, resorts, destination specialists, transportation companies, and other suppliers around the world. If you tell me you want to take 8 guys to Ireland, I don't need to pretend I'm the world's foremost expert on every golf course in Ireland. I need to know the right people who are, and then I can bring those resources together for you. Now, there's also more to a golf trip than tee times. This is one of the biggest things I try to explain. You can have incredible tee times and still have a poorly planned golf trip. Where are you staying? How far is the hotel from the courses? Who is driving? What happens if everybody wants a few drinks after the round? Where are 12 people eating Saturday night? And can the restaurant even accommodate 12? What happens when half the group arrives at noon and the other half doesn't get in until 6? Those aren't necessarily glamorous details, but they're the details that determine whether a trip feels effortless or whether the trip captain spends 4 days solving problems. A big part of my job is making sure somebody has already thought of those things. Then there's the trip captain itself. If you've ever organized a golf trip, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's always one person. The group chat is blowing up. What time are we playing Friday? How much do I owe you? Where are we staying again? Who's renting the car? Can my buddy come? And somehow one person becomes the unpaid travel agent for 11 of his friends. A good golf travel advisor takes a lot of that responsibility off the trip captain. You should actually get to enjoy the trip too. Now let's talk about what I don't do. I think this part is important. My job isn't to tell you that every trip needs a travel advisor. It certainly doesn't. If 4 guys want to drive down the road, grab a hotel, and play a couple of rounds of golf, you may be perfectly happy booking that yourself. But as the trip becomes more complicated, as the group gets larger, as the destination gets further away, or as the experience becomes more important, that's when having somebody coordinating everything starts becoming much more valuable. Especially when we're talking about those trips you've been dreaming about for years. So what are you actually buying? Ultimately, you're not hiring a golf travel advisor because you're not capable of going online and booking a hotel room. Of course you are. You're working with an advisor for time, relationships, organization, and guidance. It's having someone you can call. Someone who knows the right suppliers, someone who can help you think through things you might not have considered, and someone who's invested in making sure the experience works from beginning to end. Because the goal isn't simply to book a golf trip. The goal is to create a trip that you're still talking about 5 to 10 years from now. That's really what I believe a golf travel advisor does. We take all of those individual pieces, golf, hotels, transportation, dining, and experiences, and help turn them into one complete trip. And here at the Getaway Guy, that's what we're trying to do with this channel as well. Every other week, we're going to talk about golf destinations, sports travel, suppliers, trip planning advice, and some of the great people and businesses we're getting to know throughout the golf community. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, subscribe and follow along. And when the day comes that you're ready to start planning that bucket list trip, hopefully you'll already know a guy.